Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hope all's well. Happy Friday, y'all. Hope you're having a great day and it's God-given Friday. I'm having a beautiful day. Thank you, God. Thank you, God, for giving me another day, y'all. And welcome to the first episode of Cisco City Bus. Yep, Cisco City Bus. You're in the right place. Welcome aboard, y'all. Came up with that name a while ago. People have asked, why Cisco City Bus? Well, obviously, I'm Cisco. Everybody knows me as Cisco since I was a little guy. But the city bus, y'all ever take public transportation? Y'all ever walk through the mall? Y'all ever just kind of, you're out doing something, there's a bunch of people there, the park, whatever, and you kind of just kind of ear hustle on someone's conversation. Like this person might be talking about something they're going through. This person might be talking about something they just went through and how they overcame it. Y'all, there's a lot of stuff. People are going through a lot of things, y'all. And that's why I call this Cisco City Bus. This is gonna be something on. It's gonna be not mainly to my journey through life, and the things that I've had to overcome, the things that I've sheltered inside. But y'all, I mean, going through this journey recently and going through a lot of faults that I've had, with a lot of different things. I mean, just kind of masking it, alcoholism. I've had that. I had to endure and to kind of cope with that and say, hey, this is what's going on. I've stopped drinking 3 times. Now I am sober for 2.5 months. So that's going strong. I don't have a want, don't have a crave, but yo, everybody's going through something. Everybody's going through something. I mean, and this has brought me to a lot of motivational speakers and stuff, and just kind of trying to figure out what my purpose in life is, where I'm going, how can I help, and if you know me personally, you probably said, "Shut up, dude, you talk." Yep, yep. I'm born with the gift of gab. Got that from my dad. Um, but throughout this journey that I've been on, which is 2023 was a year for me. 2023 was a year for me, y'all, and it was something else. And throughout that journey, I found myself. I found myself talking to other people and kind of doing videos on Instagram. I'm on Instagram as well. So and doing these little videos on Instagram, spiritual, whether motivational, whether self help videos, 1 minute videos or some reels, and it's helped some people out. Some people are like, man, you need to do a podcast. You need to get a channel on YouTube. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll check it out. And it's taken a lot of, a lot of planning, I guess. A lot of planning, and there's been people that hit me up like, hey, thanks, man. You know, uh, your little video that you did, something you said got me out of bed today. You know, um, sitting there talking to a coworker, and you're just like, man, you know, just I would love to have this type of vehicle. He's into off-roading and stuff. He's like, but I'm never gonna happen. I'm like, man, you know what? I'm a strong person of manifesting things now. Like I pray on stuff. I believe it. And there's a lot. The way I look at life now is different, y'all. The way I look at life now is different. And again, forgive me because I'll be running on just kind of rambling on, but this is what this channel is going to be about. I'm going to have some guests on. They might be younger, my kid's age. My youngest is 18. I got some older friends. People who you start talking to people and you're like, man, dude, you overcame that. Wow, dude, like what the heck? Because you see people, you're like, man, that dude's driving a Lexus or an Infiniti or an Audi or just whatever, the nicest car, and you're like, man, that dude don't know nothing that I've been through, dude. Trust me, some of these more prominent people that we might think because they have money, because they have possessions, you're like, wow, dude, like they have it all. They've always had it and never had a struggle. And then you start looking into people's lives, man, and you're like, whoa, like they were where I was at, but they channeled. They started looking at themselves. And I've always said from a young age, I was told, whenever you're pointing one finger at somebody else, you got three pointing directly back at you. So taking blame is a big part of it, y'all. Taking blame is a big part of it, and that's the thing is I had to break down a lot of stuff. And forgive me, forgive me, God, for saying for this, but I broke down people around me in my circle, you know, close people, close person, very close person. And I'm gonna openly say it. It was my wife, and and my son, my youngest son, seen me go through some stuff, and it was like, man, stuff that I'm not proud of, stuff that I'm not proud of. But I was masking things for years. I was, I was caught up in, and what I come to find out is I was caught up in as much as a lot of people were caught up in was how can I get the approval of that person? How can I get the approval of those people? How can I get the approval of just of someone in your life? You want that approval. Everybody wants that approval. Everybody wants to everybody wants to be like, I'm that person. Everybody wants it. Everybody wants it. But you know what? You got to get the approval from yourself. And my belief, my firm belief, is the man upstairs, God. No, whatever you believe in, I'm not pushing that on you. Whatever you believe in, but He's helped me out. He's helped me out. He's helped me transform my life. And I'm not saying that my life has changed 180 degrees. I'm not saying that. I'm still a work in progress. There's times where, someone's flipped me off, and I'm like, you know what? You have a good day, and they look at you like, what? Like they don't know what to say. And it's not because I'm better than people. Because guess what? There's another time after that where someone flipped me off, and I'm like, what's up? What you want to do? And it's like, I had to reel myself back. So, you're always going to get tested, y'all. You're always going to get tested. And again, the acceptance of the looking for the worldly acceptance, the looking for, man, that's my, just puffing on my chest like, yep, I did that. Y'all, you're not going to get it. You're not going to get it. It's not going to come to you. It's not going to happen like that. It's not going to happen like that. People always say actions speak louder than words, things like that. And sometimes you need those words, y'all. Sometimes you just need someone to say, hey, you know what? Thank you. Because I've said it, and I know people around me have said it. You don't know where I was at before you came in my life. You don't know a lot about me. You really don't know the story. You really don't know the story. And it's like, you know what? Well, go ahead and tell me. Like, let me know. Let me know. And you know what? They're going to be like, you know what? You just won't understand. I'm not going to understand you. Just like you're not going to understand me if I don't open up. So it's easy to sit there, man, and be like, man, you really don't know. And you know what, dog? I'm be honest. It's hard to open up. It's hard. It really is hard because sometimes the very thing I'm speaking into right now, your mobile device, whether it's a phone, iPad, laptop, tablet, it consumes us, y'all. Many of us go to work and we get home. Man, I see people at work, and I got a pretty good job right now, y'all. I came from construction into where I'm working at now. It's a way different thing. Construction was, hey, when should this be done? Yesterday. Hit the ground running. Now, I'm blessed. I'm really blessed. But these electronics consume us, y'all. They consume us. I'm telling you, they consume us. People be at work, and I'm like, man, pay attention, dude. And I'm guilty of it. There's been many conversations that my wife's had with me, but it was just her. If that makes sense. It's like I was checked out, y'all. Again, coming full circle, just kind of looking into myself. I broke down 24 hours, and this is what I'm asking you guys to do: is break down 24 hours. Okay, cool. You go to work for this long. Cool. I exercise, I run, so you run for this long. Cool. You're driving. Cool. You're talking to your friends, whatever. But you got to know when to turn that phone off and say, hey, it's family time, y'all. It's family time. Because guess what? While you're focused on this phone right here, while you're focused on your tablet right here, while you're focused on whatever you got, your iPad, your laptop, your whatever it is, somebody's focusing on your significant other, y'all. And I'm not saying people are going to cheat, man, but it's like, dude, everybody wants that confidant. Everybody wants that person to say, hey, I want to open up. And that's the hard part is, Again, I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty of it. My wife's opened up, and I'm just like, bleh, I start going, the gift of gab. The gift of gab's a good one, and I'm trying to use this to help people out. The gift of gab's a good one, y'all. But the gift of gab is also, take it back. Instead of just being the gift of gab, I need a gift of listening, y'all. Of listening. And that's where we're at, man. I mean, that's, that's where we're at. I mean, it's a lot of things. Again, people, you can see someone who opens the door and smiles for you, like, hey man, what's going on? Or you might open the door and someone walks in and they don't say thank you, and right away you're like, whatever. Y'all, you don't know what that person might have lost somebody recently. That person might have lost a job. That person might not know how they're gonna. That person might be getting evicted from their home, and y'all, their head is in, just gone. They don't know what they're thinking. They're just like, how do I get my next meal? How do I get my next meal, y'all? And I mean, I'm speaking personally. That's happened to me, to where I've had a great job in construction. Was doing really well, really well. Living in California, my wife didn't have to work. And I mean, I'd come home and I'm like, dude, where the heck did we get that? Oh, I bought this. I'm like, all right, cool. Never even asked for the price. Again, am I better than you? No. But I was lucky enough that I made enough money back then. My wife was able to be a stay-at-home mother, and with the kids, so it worked out. She ended up getting a job at school because my youngest son ended up going to school, so she, kindergarten, so she was like bored at home. So excuse me, so she got a job at school. But full circle. Everybody thinks, oh, money. This is what I need. Bro, that money got ripped away. So did the house. So did the cars. Y'all, and you start seeing people for who they are. I had a friend. I had a family friend, and we hung out a lot. We did a lot together at the time. And he does pretty well, and lent me his truck for a minute. Lent me his truck so we can get around, y'all. I mean, I'm a person who was hiding a vehicle from a repo man. I'm that person. I'm not speaking just to speak. I'm the person who hid a vehicle from the repo man. I am one of those people, man. I'm like, I did what I did to survive, and just having a family of six, four kids. The other day I heard something that's like, man, and it took me back to that time. And it was on the podcast I was listening to on one of my runs, and the dude, I don't know who it was, because they just keep spitting out a lot of shorts. And he's like, I knew it was bad when I couldn't pay my trash bill. And I'm like, wow. Because dog, I was there. Dog, my family, my wife and I, we were there. I remember burning my trash under the cloak of darkness type thing, y'all, just hanging out, just not burning my trash. And it was like, dude, like, I had to figure things out. Really did. I mean, and it's tough. Many people don't know. Women don't know. It's tough on a man. And I can't say that it's not tough on a woman, but it's tough on a man when you're working, you're providing, you're doing what the man needs to do, and then it just goes bleh. And you're like, there's no end in sight. And I'll tell you what, I dropped on my knees back then and I prayed, and I was like, man, help me. God, help me. I don't need to be a millionaire. I don't need to be a billionaire, but help me. Help me in just financial security, being comfortable, being able to raise my family. And just prayed on it. And yeah, again, where I live at now, I wasn't born or raised here, but I this job kind of popped up, This job popped up, and I applied because I was applying all over the place. And this is the only job that called back. And I was like, whoa. Before I even applied, I told my family, you guys, interested in moving? Would you be willing to move? Because it's not just about me, it's about family. But anyways, y'all, I prayed. I got this job. and I had the finish line mentality. Cool, thank you. All right, see ya. Have a good day, man. Bye bye now. Shut the door. Thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus. And it was like, all right. He's not vindictive. They're not vindictive, and I had a good run. I was doing good. We get by, we get by, and I was doing good. And 2023 was like, hey, boom, pachanga, I'm here. I'm here. And again, not vindictive, but I'm a firm believer that God, Jesus will put you in a spot and say, hey, wake up. Wake up. There's a message for you here. There's a message. And we went through a lot. We went through a lot, man. We went through a lot. I mean, and again, I'm 43 years old, so the 20 years I speak of, my whole life, raised in a good home, mom and dad, I mean, we've had our ups and downs as every family, as every marriage. And if someone tells you my marriage is perfect, there's not a single problem, you a liar. You're like, everyone has a problem, and you've probably said something back in the day. You probably tried, oh, I'm gonna make this person love me, and I'm gonna say this. You planted that seed, and guess what? That seed festers. It grows. It don't go away. It don't go. Just because you planted a seed, the house you grew up at, and now you're in two different states away, doesn't mean that tree's gone. That tree's still there, y'all. That tree's still there. Still there. And I mean, it's so again, that's what I'm getting to, y'all, is I mean, everyone needs help. Everyone needs help, whether it's, everyone's fighting something. And this is what I noticed from a lot of these men, women, these motivational speakers, whatever they are. Everyone needs help. It's hard. It's not easy. It's not an easy task, man. I mean, we are all fighting something. And going through my 2023 journey, one thing I began to realize, the past will only create depression. The future is only going to create anxiety. You can't do nothing about either which one. Yes, your decisions, and I'm a firm believer on this, your decisions you make today are going to affect you tomorrow. But if you're saying, dude, guess what? I'm going to set me a goal, and I'm buying me $1 million home next year. All right, cool. That's a great goal. What steps are you making towards that? Are you still working at McDonald's? Are you still working at, that job that's, you're getting paid whatever amount, and you're like, dude, that's not feasible. It's not going to happen. Or are you like, look, I got to do this. I got to save this. I got to cut spending here. I got to do different things. Have that, dude. I'm a firm believer. Have that great goal. But, future tripping on that, I'm going to have that $1 million home. And if you're not making any decisions, any changes in the now, which is what I'm saying is focus on the now. If you're not making any decisions in the now, it's not going to change, y'all. It's not going to change. Or you can look back and say, man, why did I do that? Why did that happen? Why did I get chosen to lose my job, to lose my home, to lose everything? Why me? Let me get another beer and start drinking. Let me take some shots. Let me do this. Let me do that. Guess what, y'all? When you wake up and you're hungover and you're whatever, I hope you wake up safe at home. If you did this, I'm not condoning any alcohol drinking at all. I'm not condoning none of that. It's not because I don't drink. My whole family drinks, and it's great. I have a great time with my family, but I'm not promoting that. But when you wake up tomorrow, or you wake up later on from that drunken stupor, and I'm that person. I was that person. When you wake up, that issue back there is still there. And then someone's going to say, hey, dude, you went off. Man, you're tripping last night. But it's crazy, dog. And it's like, man, been there, y'all. I've been there. I'm telling you, I've been there. And again, like I said, I've come from mom and dad. Mom and dad were always there. They had their ups and downs, They own the business. They lost the business. I mean, we've been there, y'all. I've been there. I've been there where I can clearly remember my parents buying beans and rice and potatoes. That's what we had for a minute. And it's great. I can honestly say the reason why I think I went through that is because as a young child, I looked at my parents and I looked at close family friends who had money and were doing all right, and I was like, that's where I want to be. I don't want to be like my parents. That's not what I want. And y'all, I look back and I went through everything. And that's what made me today. And my drunken stupors are what made me today. Again, I've hurt some people in my life, y'all. Because of that, I hurt some people in my life, and I'm not proud of it. And I pray every day. I can't change it. I can't change it. But y'all, got my vision board of where I want to be at. I got my goal. I got my vision board. I got my goals. I got a schedule. My life's a schedule, y'all. My coworker's like, oh, can't do this because it's this time. You're right. I got my schedule. And you know what? He gives me poop all the time. He gives me stuff all the time. But you know what? He knows. We've never really had that talk, but he's seen the change in me. He sees the schedule. He sees bang, 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 bang. He sees it. He understands. And, I just have a coworker in the department I'm in. It's just three of us, including my boss. That's including my boss. But it's mainly me and my coworker all the time. But he knows what's up, and it's all friendly banter, y'all. It's all friendly banter. But we talk a lot, and again, he goes through a lot on his own as well. He gets a lot on his own as well, and there's things, and again, y'all, that's my spiel. Is this channel is gonna be about focusing. About just focusing on yourself. Again, I got my vision board, I got my goals, and I have a long-term goal, but I got little mile markers in between to get to that point. And it's like, hey, even my days, I wake up and I'm like, all right, cool. I gotta pray. That's the first thing I gotta do. Meditate. That's the first. That's next. These are things I gotta do to stay focused, to stay on my goal, to stay where I'm at. If you have a cell phone, if you have something, if you don't have a cell phone, man, I don't know what's going on. Because there we got cell phone now. But anyways, set some alarms. I got all kinds of alarms. Set some alarms, y'all. Set some alarms. I got prayer alarms. I got alarms, y'all. Set some alarms. These are the things. Moving into as we get going on this a lot more, you guys are gonna hear a lot about garage therapy. My thing is about cars. I love working on cars, and if you know me personally, I love working on cars. I'm on my second car build. My first one wasn't frame off. This one's frame off, and it helps me out a lot. It helps me out a lot. I've spent 16 hours straight in my garage, just going. When I drank, my wife brought me home. She came home, gave me a kiss, dropped off a bucket of beer. The next, about a few hours later, dropped off some food. Dinner. She made dinner. I ate right there, and that was it. Because I wanted to get somewhere. But anyways, y'all, garage therapy is a big thing for me. Find what calms you, what zens you, what helps you out. What helps you out, y'all. Again, there's so many things I'm doing now that I did not like. Reading. I find myself 30 minutes a day reading. Reading. You can constantly stay busy. Getting in trouble. You can constantly stay busy, just figuring things out. We're going to get you now. Oh, let's go. Trust me, man. Me and my brother-in-laws get together. All right, let's go. Let's do it. You can stay busy in anything, whether it's good or bad. But when you finally find out what the good is for you and what you start doing, man, I'm telling you, you'll think different, you speak different, you act different. It's the aura that's around you. It's what you start manifesting, and one of the things I use the cell phone, again, I use this for a lot. One of my things I'm gonna use a lot is cell phones. Devices, things like that. Y'all, we all know you talk about something, guess what? It's gonna pop up on your phone when you're searching. Um, your phone auto populates things, whether it's friends, whatever it is. Hey, I don't have Facebook. You might know this person. Here, Instagram does. You might know this person. Like, oh yeah, cool, yeah. But that's you too. What you put out there, is what you're gonna attract. If you want to wake up and say, "Bleh, this morning is just gonna suck. Today is just gonna be terrible." Well, guess what? You already took the first step. You already took the first step. You already took the first step. So y'all, again, it starts in the morning. It starts in the very first thing you do. The very first thing you do. The first thing like I said, I wake up, pray. Thank you, God, for waking me up, giving me another day and an opportunity. Thank you, God. Get into my meditation. And when I hit that restroom, I'm like, you know what? It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day. And as I'm going through my day, there's going to be a little trial, there's a little test here. But you got to tell yourself, like, all right, cool. That wasn't a bad moment. It's a character building moment. It's a character building moment. So y'all, don't let those character building moments, you have 24 hours. Don't let that one, not even 1 minute, like 1 second character building moment just mess it all up. I'm telling y'all, that one character building moment, that one choice, that one decision, it'll change the course of your life. Again, like I said, what you do today is going to affect you tomorrow. But yeah, that's what I do. I set the pace. I say it a lot. Control your climate. I control my climate, yo. There's sometimes when people want to go hit that thermostat on me, and I'm like, you got me. But I control my climate for the most part. I control my climate. I know what I'm letting in. Control your climate. Control your climate. And then don't let nobody else control it for you. No one else is going to tell you, man, this is what's good for you. And you're like, all right, heck yeah, that's what I always wanted to do. How did you know? Nah. No one's good. Don't ever let no one control your climate but yourself. Nobody. So again, y'all, getting back to Cisco City Bus, I'm going to have, again, like I said in the beginning, I'm going to have guests, whether they be young, old, older, whatever it is, whatever life brought you through. There's some people I've been hitting up, so I'm gonna get an answer from them. Just a little thing. If you're looking for a podcast or a video that's all set up and green screen and all that, man, I'm doing this off a cell phone, y'all. I'm doing it off a cell phone. It's something a family friend told me, another person told me, and it just keeps coming. Like, hey, you should do a podcast, you should do a channel. I'm here to help people out, man. And that's one thing. If I can help somebody out in life, and it's like, man, open their eyes, get up out of bed today. Like, all right, cool, give someone purpose. It's well worth it. It's well worth it, y'all. Again, I need that same thing. I need that same thing from people. I need that same thing for people. I'm not a therapist. I'm not licensed. I'm not all that stuff. I'm just somebody here speaking on my own behalf on what's helped me out. And if I can get people to come and talk to me, like I said, there's high school graduates that are like just what they're going through. I didn't graduate high school. I was at a different point in my life at that time. I didn't graduate high school. But just listening to people, man, and be like, hey, what was bothering her? Because again, we see people going through life like, yeah, I did that. And then, boom, behind closed doors, it's just like, whoa, you never knew. So y'all, again, this is my first episode right here. Again, I'm rambling on for going on about a half hour. It's my first episode right here. I want to get this Cisco City bus up and running. And again, if I can help you out, maybe an episode you're watching is like, oh dang, that really helped me out. Man, it really helped me out because there's so much stuff I've picked up from my motivational speakers, from just my podcast, from a lot of different people. I don't know if I can say different names, but on here because I don't know YouTube guidelines yet and all that good stuff. I don't want to get canceled before I even start. But if I can help somebody out, y'all, by a testimony of somebody else, just in conversation, like, wow, that made sense. I was going through that. Man, I was going through that. And it's all worth it. That's what it is, y'all. It's all worth it. If I can help somebody else out, if I can, my thing is, you hear that expression, man, I'm just at the bottom of my rope. Well, guess what? Climb back up it. Yeah, it's gonna hurt. You're gonna work. You're gonna work. It's easier to let go and say, F it, I'm done. Or you could say, let's go. Take it one at a time. But you gotta focus on now and focus on you. Not me, not your spouse. Focus on the now. And when you have those character building moments, find whatever it is you do and let go. Can't carry it with you, y'all. Backpacks are only so big. You can't get your books in the 9th grade, keep them, add more books in the 10th grade, add more books in the 11th grade, and more books in the 12th grade. Heck no, man. Backpacks are only so big. You carry around what you need for this moment, and everything else, you let it go. So again, y'all, if you're tuning into this, I'll be dropping one of these videos once a week. If you're tuning into this, I thank you. And I hope you have a beautiful rest of your Friday. God, I love you. Thank you for blessing me with the gift of gab, and hopefully I can help somebody out. Y'all have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. God, I love you.